think one of the big things that's come out of our employee engagement research is around flexibility in working. It was one of the top things after salary that employees actually wanted. You know, we know hospitality is typically an unsociable hours business, but make it flexible to support your staff.
It's literally all about people. It's about how can we make them love their job, have the tools to do a great job, engage with the customers. Like, as soon as hospitality starts becoming transactional, we will lose such a big part of what our industry is about. The reason you give something 5 stars is always down to the person who served you.
If I was to look at this from a kind of an overarching sustainability point of view, I think the first one would be don't delay. Start it today. As I've said before, we've had really strong headwinds over the last few years with COVID, with the inflationary crisis, utilities crisis, and I think it's really easy to keep putting the back burner till tomorrow. I think that is the first one we need to start today.
Sustainability needs to be in every conversation and almost normalised. Everyone needs to be involved. I think that's a massive thing, you know, from whether you're a new starter in a company or you've been there for 20 years, I think everyone's in it together, so I think that's a priority. And also going forwards, I think the more people we've got working together towards the same goal and pooling resources, I think it will just get to the end goal quicker.
There's so much to sustainability, there's so much in the agenda that actually you'll never deliver that on your own as a business owner. So how can you educate and empower your team to help you on that journey as well?
Every year there's another set of records being broken. If you look at what's happening in Mexico and the southern states of the US at the moment, I mean, it's unequivocal what's going on with man-made climate change. And so having a position on this, being able to talk to your employees and your guests about how you're making an effort, what you're doing to improve that situation or have an impact on that situation is incredibly important.
Lead with a purpose. Set some commitments and follow through on them. If you are going to make commitments, set the targets, do the work. Sustainability isn't just a report that you can publish on an annual basis.
I would say communication, learning how to effectively communicate, and number 2 would, link in with that. It would be trust. You can't have proper communication without trust. You won't get, the deep answers. And I believe the most important thing is just being curious. I know there's so much value in just looking that next step further. What is possible? Hospitality is an industry that often is stuck a little bit in the past, how things always were done. So being curious on, what is possible? What can we do?
First one is that prioritising your health isn't selfish, it's wise. Listen to understand, not respond. Lead with vulnerability.
Leaders absolutely have to lead by example. They have to show vulnerability. They have to encourage and show that actually speaking about your mental health is really, really important. And that really ensures that there is an open culture and people can speak freely about it. You need to take a holistic approach to wellbeing. There isn't one solution that's going to solve supporting mental health in the workplace. So you really need to be looking at your leaders, your people managers, your mental health training, really ensuring people have the skills to have effective conversation around that. We've made really big steps and strides in breaking down stigma. We've still got a way to go, but people have to feel comfortable coming forward and seeking help if they need it, and that's what's going to push us forward into the next step of improving wellbeing.
I think when you come into the industry, you've got to have a strong ethic and do what's right, as opposed to just the right thing. And so it's important, I think that's where the well-being comes in. So the managers and the operators have got to do what's right, do the right thing, and that's an ethical thing they have to do. I think teamwork, it goes without saying, because in our industry, it's not a single operator or a single person that makes it happen.
I think it's really important that everybody across the firm is engaged, right from the top, from the shareholders and the owners of the firm, all the way down to people that are doing the day-to-day activities, because that's where some of the ideas and the innovation is going to come from. So having the appropriate training in place to help build people's knowledge in this sector is key. I think we're all scared about doing stuff because we're scared that we'll get it wrong, or we're scared that we will not be transparent and someone will come out and say, oh, well, you're greenwashing because you're saying one thing, but in reality, you're doing something different. So I think the key is to get your communication and your messaging right, but don't worry about kind of doing it wrong either along the way, because everybody makes mistakes.
The purpose of hospitality is very much a kind of welcoming environment. I think Staff happiness is a really key one here. I think making sure that you are engaged with your customers, that you're understanding their needs, you know what they want, you're able to respond quickly, and you're able to provide that environment, I think are the most important parts to running a successful hospitality business.
I'm obsessed with customer service, so I've done that since I left school. I think customer service also is not just external customers. Customer service, you have internal customers. And I think if you remember that, your business will be really successful. And if you don't get good customer service, why would someone want to come back to your pub? So to me, that's non-negotiable. Every single pub's different. So don't just be like any other pub. If your pub does music, really shout about music. If your pub is a quiet country pub and you've got amazing views, really, extol those virtues.
At the moment, it's a balancing act just now with hospitality, and we're at a tipping point. We need the government, be it England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, to understand hospitality and what it brings from jobs, from cash generation, from repeat custom, but also for happiness. That is my number one non-negotiable. Protect the industry, because you don't know what you've got till it's gone.